Okay, Robo Dudes, we are going to show you the Mini IR operating in analog mode. You'll see 4 flashes. There's 1, 2, that would be what you see on your Robos. 2, here's 3, and here's 4. I tricked the Robo thinking that it has a Rambo card in there instead of the Ramps card. The Rambo card has a high input impedance on that Z-min input, and this one has a low. Did some calculating on what that resistor value is so that I could do good testing before I send a few out to you beta masters. Let's see, who won one? JB, MG, and Robo Meister, MK. And I'll get those out maybe tomorrow for you guys to check out. But I wasn't happy with a few things. I want to have a pretty lengthy write-up on where I'm at on this. I had to get some more emitters, LED IR emitters. They were physically, the ones I had were like 3 or 4 millimeters wide, and then the other ones I got now are 2. They're not bumping into each other, so you could finagle them better in the PC board. But what I wanted to show you, which is interesting, in the digital mode I've got numbers I'm going to put down on the post, and the analog mode was kind of neat, and the numbers will mean more when you read the write-up. But just for now, let me see. If you look at the meter, if you can see the meter, it's about 0.70 millivolts, and that would be out of range. Instead of it just clicking like a micro switch and switching right to 5 volts, I wanted to see, oh shit, I gotta connect. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Disconnect. We're in. And I'm going to drop it down 0.1 millimeter at a time. And there's the 70 millivolts. And you see it's getting a little closer, and you're already seeing a little fluctuation there. Go down another 0.1 millimeters. I don't know if I'm saying millivolts or not, millimeters. And now you see 2.3. And go another click. Then you see 2.6, and you hit the trigger point because the LED came on. I'll go up 0.1. You see 2.3. Go up one more. You see see, you're in the phototransistor, the IR phototransistor. It's not in saturation, and that's the deal with the analog with the 3-input Rambo card. It has a slowdown mode, and here we are, totally out of range, and I think Dave talks about 4 modes of operation. I think, I'm thinking that's the first mode, and you're not there. And then the second one, you're starting to see some numbers going. So I think right now he's saying to the software in the Arduino that, hey, you're approaching your target. We'll be there soon. And then another 10th I go down, you see 2.3. I think that's the third mode where he is saying, okay, let's slow down now, we're approaching the bed. And then the fourth, boom, the trigger light comes on, it goes to 2.65 volts. This all makes sense because Arduino has a 10-bit D to A. If you count on your fingers, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 512 plus 511 is, what is that, 1023? So that's your bits, and he talks about a number of around 465 and a number of 565 where you're triggered and you're approaching, and those numbers represent 500 is close to 1/2, 1 at 500 bits, and that would be on the D to A would be equal to about 2.5 volts. He's talking about 565, so I'm seeing 2.6. We have a 5-volt supply. So it looks like it's working in the analog, which is cool. I wanted to see that happen. I did some tests with some resistors, and I did calculations by not knowing what the resistor is in the ramp board and playing with resistors and doing voltage checks with the DVM and finding the resistor that would equal the voltage drop 2.5 volts. And then I know that's what was internally in the Arduino. Then I can measure my other one and I got it. Then I can use Ohm laws and really calculate it accurately, which I did, and I'm going to write that down. So I have no idea what the Rambo board is. So what I did is I kind of cheated the Arduino to think it can still operate the Z mode in a negative direction by tying the lead coming out of Z minus, the sense lead, to ground, since I got false changed in my firmware for the IR. And then I was able to take the other wire that goes into mini IR and play with the resistor values, and I found out that, so my notes say I don't remember, 390K worked. That's what I have in there now. 249K does not work. So the pull-up resistor that's in the Rambo board must be between 250 and 390K. So I must have hit it pretty damn close, because my numbers, when it's in saturation, shows, kind of jives with the numbers that Dave talks about in his blog. So I think we're pretty close, but cool. We'll go from there and hang in there. MG, JB, and MK, we'll get those out to you so you can piss with them later.